Hello and welcome back to some BeamNG. We should be live. Let me know if anything needs adjusting. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off, well, not turn off, but we'll turn down the music just a touch here. It's not too loud. Alright. Hopefully everything is working. Let me know if any of the audio levels are off. We've got a lot of cool stuff to check out today though. So first things first, if you're watching portrait, you won't be able to see this, but on the left here, I mean, actually I could just pull it up real quick. Let's edit the apps. So if you look at this, I'm gonna drag it on over. Here we go. So I got this new tire thermal mod. Now, I probably won't have these linked in the description. I'll have to add them later, but I'm gonna try to make this into a video, and I'll have links in the description there. But basically, I'll put Patreons. This is a paid mod, but this is from it's like JTM WTV or something like that. There's a Discord, but he just released a tire thermal mod that is built specifically for crawling, and that is super sick. Just because if you know you've played a lot of like BeamNG crawling, you'll know that it's kind of I don't know, the rocks are really weird and slippery, and like just it doesn't act the way you would expect when it comes to like tire grip and stuff. So with this mod, that should kind of fix all that, plus you'll be able to like heat up the tires and whatnot. Now, as far as going through all these trails, my plan here is I'm gonna first start off with vanilla maps, and we're gonna go in basically like alphabetical chronological order. So we're gonna start off with East Coast. We're gonna go down the list, and we're just gonna progressively get you know, hopefully harder and harder as we go. And I'm also gonna switch out the vehicles as well, so that's why I got this Yoda loaded up. Something not necessarily too crazy, but just a nice little off-road truck here. But East Coast has some good crawling areas, so let's go ahead and load those up. The one that I'm thinking of right off the top of my head is the River Crawl, I believe it's called. Let me see if I can find that right here. Yeah, here we go. So only one crawl course here for now, but let's go ahead and travel over. So this is the River Crawl. I've done this a few times on various videos and whatnot. Huge fan of this one because of the scenery. So let's go ahead and lock up our diffs, put it in low gear, and then we could do it with the D series. I'm gonna do it with my own vehicle though. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try to mention like the Patreons of the mods and where I got them, if I remember. Again, I don't specifically remember where I got this Toyota truck, so I'm gonna have to try to figure that out and put it in the description. I'll say this truck's very quiet though. Yeah, even, let's see, I wonder if my audio settings are good. Alright, yeah, everything seems to be good. Alright, let's just continue on. It's just very quiet as far as the truck goes. The ambient sounds sound great though. Alright. Got -2 penalty points for clearing the gate well. Again, we're just gonna easily make our way. Honestly, let's turn on the lights too. Well, I'm running the like Z-it graphics as well as the Tion tweaks. And so, yeah, some of these shadows can actually get pretty dark. Oh, look at that. Get a nice little shot of the flex there. That rock, it does not seem to have collisions. Our tire went right through that. Yo, Moto Mav, this is BeamNG. BeamNG Drive. Probably one of the greatest crawling games. I mean, it's one of the greatest games ever, but like as far as specifically rock crawling and trailing and stuff, it's probably one of the greatest. Like, obviously you got Mud Runner and Snow Runner and stuff like that. Fantastic when it comes to terrain deformation. That game is unmatched. But when it comes to just straight up crawling and trailing, BeamNG is the way to go. And then this truck that I'm running is a mod. Unfortunately, I don't remember exactly where I got it from, but this map is a vanilla map, but I do have a bunch of mods installed so we can go through and, I don't know, try them out, test them out. Got some intense like rear steer buggies, got some more trail trucks like this one, so yeah, we should be pretty set. Ooh, another good like kind of flex right there. Yeah, I don't think the water is high enough to really affect the truck too much. But yeah, this trail specifically, when I want to just look at something kind of pretty, like this is the one I do. And actually, speaking of terrain deformation, I did see that someone made a mod that adds terrain deformation. Doesn't look perfect, but that's absolutely wild. Oh, we damaged our second gear a little bit. It's alright, we can kind of go a little faster throughout this little flat part. Should be good. Did we tweak our steering? No, I think we're good actually. I thought it was pulling. Alright. Probably just keep our speed up for this little uphill. Shouldn't be an issue, honestly. Especially with these new tire thermals, which I just realized aren't actually showing. You always have to add them for like each individual thing you're doing, whether it's free roam, like little all right, there we go, little scenarios, stuff like that. So we'll add the tire thermals. There we go. I want to show the visual aspect. There we go. Again, if you're portrait, you won't be able to see the tire thermal stuff because I have the app off to the side, but basically it is tire thermals and wear designed specifically for like off-roading and crawling. There's one on the repository for off-road thermals, or I mean just for tire thermals in general, but that one I just don't think works as well when it comes to like off-roading and stuff. Maybe like Baja and Rally, but not like rock crawling and stuff. This makes a massive difference. All right, there we go. It's our first crawl. Honestly, not that big of a deal, and I've done this one a few times. Just a really good, like, if you want to test out like a trail truck or make your own little like sick little off-road build, this would be a good trail to, I don't know, check out, I guess. So now that we've done that one, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna boot up the free roam, and we'll go on to the next area. And again, I'm doing this in like alphabetical and chronological order, so there's only one in East Coast. I guess next we go to, I don't know if grid map has any, but we'll go ahead and we'll load them up and we'll try. I'm gonna do another vehicle. This one is also a mod. It's off the repository. This one is the Solead High Trail, and also that last vehicle, this Forerunner we were using. This, let's see. I wonder. I thought I'd have more, but yeah, I think Goaty Yodi or Raider Crawler is the name of the mod. But yeah, I thought it would give me like the creator's name in there. But either way, we got the Solead High Trail. Now I'm gonna go ahead and boot up the crawler version of it. As we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. How's it going? Hope you're enjoying the stream. Get some water real quick while this loads up. Ooh, that's bright. Wonder. You know, like, sun is so bright here. You can't see what I'm doing on portrait of this because I'm messing with these Tion tweaks real quick. I don't know, it just looks so bright. Let me just, actually, I think maybe we can just adjust the time of day. Where do I need to go? I think it's here, time of day. Go up an hour, up an hour, up an hour. Go back an hour. There we go. Ah, it's still really bright though. Okay. There we go. We'll just, yeah. Got a nice little kind of overcast sort of day going. Let's see what we have available to us. I know there's, man, that's just so bright. That's crazy. I know we have a few like the marker collections and stuff like that. I just don't remember if they happen to add specific crawl events. They did not. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next one. I was hoping that there maybe be some sort of like trails or I don't know, some things going around here. That'd be pretty neat, but looks like there are not any crawl trails there. So we're gonna head on to Orochi Raceway. Yeah, I was gonna say I was pretty sure they had a rock crawling course. So let's go ahead and load this up. We're gonna keep with that Solead since we didn't get to use it. Let's boot in. Also gonna eat a Butterfinger real quick for my Lunchable. I feel like Butterfingers are kind of underrated. All right. So now, I've never actually use the crawling course here, so here we go. We got the Hirochi crawl, I mean. Time trials, some drift. Let's do the crawl. All right. That's gonna have us do the D series, but again, we're gonna go ahead and switch that to the player vehicle. This course is around 3 minutes long and fairly technical. Have fun. All right. I'm gonna bring it down into low 4. I'm gonna take the ESC off. All right. There we go. This is my first time using this truck right here too. Again, this is a mod off the repository, the Solead High Trail. Yeah, this thing actually seems really nice. I like this. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like an older Bronco, but also kind of like a little bit of a Blazer maybe. Says it was fairly technical, but I think we could probably go up into high gear for this. Oh, okay, here we go. Here's the technical parts. Fair enough. Go back to low 4. Probably have like a bind or something for that. This is about to get technical. Good looking flex though. I'm gonna visualize that. There we go. All right. Okay. The thing about this is I'm just trying not to get my wheels stuck in any of these like pockets, kind of like that, you know? Like that'd be an easy way to kind of ruin the run. Oh, that one kind of slid off into the pocket. That's alright, not too bad though. Ooh. Just absolutely grinding the bottom of the vehicle. But I don't think we damaged anything. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna hit it back into high gear. Oh, I just... What? There we go, I stalled it. And these sections not really technical at all. Alright. This one might take some thought. Which so far I'm thinking we're just gonna stay to the right. Again, it's just like some of these pockets. It's easy to like catch a wheel, you know, that type of stuff. You know. Hoping we don't roll. Yeah, actually we might have to. I don't really like this spot we're in. Let's see if we can reverse out of it. Oh, we're also in high gear still. That will. Okay. Again, I'm trying real hard not to roll here. Don't want to also hit the gates. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. Not where I wanted to end up, but... Oh! We didn't roll. Do you think our wheel might be a little stuck? Got it out of there. All right. The second half doesn't seem too bad. All right, we made it out. And this doesn't look too bad as long as we don't accidentally roll. Really my biggest concern with these big pockets. Damaged up the side a little bit. A little damage on the hood, but alright. These pipes don't look too bad. Ooh, gonna high center there. Thankfully not. Trying to keep a little bit of momentum. It'd be so annoying just to high center off one of these. Okay. So this should take around 3 minutes. I mean, granted, I am going pretty slow, but like, am I expecting you to race this or something? Like, I don't know, these are definitely some pretty technical spots. Our Soliet High Trail, though, is making pretty decent work of this. Look at that. Yeah. That's a good vehicle right there. Alright, I think this is the end. No, actually it's not. It's just a checkpoint. Yeah, I think this was like more of an maybe Ultra 4 type course. We do have some Ultra 4 vehicles, if that's something would be interesting. Whew. Again, almost rolled. Alright, maybe that's the end down there? Like one more kind of intense technical section. As long as we don't flip forwards, we should be good on this descent. There we go. Let's bring it back up to high. There we go. Alright. So is this a loop? Like, could we do multiple laps? Looks like it. There we go. 8 minutes. They said it should be done in 3. But again, I think that's more of an Ultra 4 kind of course. So I'm going to actually retry it, but with an Ultra 4 vehicle. Yeah, that is the plan. I'm going to wait till... Close that out. Okay, let's see what kind of Ultra 4. Got a Bronco Ultra 4 over here. We've got the Get Bent 4400. I did that in a video. You know, I haven't really used this RCC one too much. Let's do that. We'll do the King of the Hammers version. Here we go. So this should be hopefully much better. We can lock the diffs. Might lock the rear just right off the bat, to be honest. But yeah, this thing should definitely be pretty quick and do the course pretty well. Yeah, look at that. Oh, man. Okay. Actually, to be fair, I think we could lock both diffs right off the bat. Yeah, player vehicle. There we go. I mean, it starts you off with the pig, though. Yeah, it's around 3 minutes long and fairly technical. That's crazy. We'll leave it in high, actually. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we might be able to keep it in high gear the entire time. Yeah, but this guy you don't have to be as much careful, to be honest. Oh, this is where the tire temperature thing comes in. We're spinning our tires, and so it gave us like basically a 10% increase in traction as they started to heat up. That was a terrible way to start that section. We lost the point there. Okay. So this is going to be interesting. Won't have as much ground clearance. We have a lot of power to throttle out of stuff. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, not bad. Probably could have switched in low, but about to get a little technical again. There we go. Oof. That was not great. Whoop section is absolutely nothing for this Ultra 4. Basically, like, kind of cleared that whole thing, cleared that as well. Nice little, like, tabletop. Here we go. And we rolled. But 316, yeah, so that's definitely more of like an Ultra 4 type course instead of just like a crawling trail. But with that being said, there is quite a bit of technicality to it. So yeah, that one's pretty good. Yeah, if you want to test out some like more technical capable crawlers, this seems like a good one. But really, I feel like Ultra 4s are the way to go for this one. E46i or E46L, I don't know, but it is going well. How are you doing? We're just trying to find some of the most technical crawling trails in Beam. So let's continue on. This was Hirochi Raceway. So now we're gonna go to, what is next? We got the industrial site in Italy. Now I'm not too sure if these have crawling trails on them. So I'm just gonna go ahead. Oh, it does have the container land. I forgot about that. And we're also gonna switch up the vehicle as well. But I don't. Let's see. We're gonna do another Ultra 4, but this one's off the repository. This is the Ultra 4 4400. But we're gonna do the crawler variant of it, actually. Yeah. Alright, so this is, yeah, the Rock Racer crawler. Let's start the free roam. I don't know how many trails there are, if it's just one, but I do know I've done like the container land scenario before. Alright. Again with this lighting, it's so bright. What the freaking heck? Sky's so bright. Let's see. There you go. Just that. Perfect. Okay. Let's see what we got going on over here. Huh. Oh, here it is. It's Container Land Perimeter, I think is what it's called. Or maybe Container Land Chaos. I don't see any like straight up crawl trails though. We're gonna do the Container Land Chaos, I think. Because then, yeah, we'll do both of them. I mean, let's see. I think this is the one I've done before, though. There we go. We're gonna do player vehicle. Okay. Start challenge. Go to another quick drink real quick before we start it up. And again, this is another free mod off the repository. This is the DW 4400 Ultra 4, but this is the crawler variant. All right. Load this up. We got everything locked. We're in high. I think that should be fine, honestly. I am real quick. Again, if you're on portrait, you won't be able to see this, but off to the side, I have a tire wear mod for crawling specifically. So this makes a massive difference when it comes to stuff like this. Like, especially the rocks. I always felt like it was so weird that there's like no grip on any of the rocks. Yeah, I vaguely remember this course. Yeah, we're good. We can leave that. There we go. Try not to reverse. So far, so good. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so far this is not a challenge whatsoever for this vehicle. And if I remember correctly, I think... Oh, we went a little too far, actually. There we go. Yeah, we really grinded the bottom there, but I don't think it really did too much. Let's see. What am I stuck on? That was weird, and I don't even know what I was stuck on over there, but pretty sure, yeah, we got a couple more checkpoints. Oh, alright, didn't break anything, it just sounded bad. Alright, so there we go. There's the container land chaos. Honestly, it's an interesting one because it's not really technical, but there are a couple parts that can be like the center of gravity. Not necessarily the center of gravity, but more the right height so you don't get beached, because we almost did with this vehicle. But obviously you could go a little faster and maybe just get some air, but yeah, so that one's interesting. I don't necessarily know how to classify that one, but let's go ahead and continue with the challenge start so we can do the perimeter. Let's see. Container perimeter. There you go. Player vehicle start challenge. I definitely haven't done this one. I don't know if this one's more of like a race or something. So what I might do actually is I'm gonna unlock the front differentials. Then it's kind of like a straight axle type thing. Oh yeah, we have like jumps and stuff. This is not really a crawling trail. This is definitely more geared towards like an Ultra 4. Oh, I had to hit it. That was it just looked like a cool jump. All right, let's restart. Okay. Little like hip jump there. Oh. Oh. Got stuck in the container. I didn't realize that was another jump. So yeah, this one's actually like fast. Not a crawling trail. Ultra 4 for sure though. Glad we were in an Ultra 4. There we go. Yeah, because there are some kind of crawly parts like this. Ooh, you just... Alright. It's just a little weird. Let's lock that. Put it in low gear. Yeah, we're... Okay. I guess we'll have to give it another go. So be careful there too. Your tires will get caught. Oh, I keep forgetting about that jump. Okay. Alright. We're gonna do it this time. Oh my god. Alright, I need to relax and just actually complete this. Alright, let's try not to get too much wheel spin or anything. There we go. Okay. Now we gotta be careful here. Alright. It still is a little odd, but we made it. Probably step down, hit that a little better. Okay, it's just a little loop. Interesting, definitely like Ultra 4 oriented though, because you gotta like clear some gaps and whatnot. But I can't really picture myself doing it in like a Baja truck, you know what I mean? Let's see. Just making sure everything on the stream side's all good to go. Does my mic sound a little loud? It looks like it's kind of registering loudly. I turn it down just a touch actually. There we go. So now that we knocked those out, that's not what I meant to hit. Let's see, the next vanilla app, possibly be Italy. I don't know if it has any crawling trails, maybe in the quarry, possibly, but let's see. And then we're gonna have to pick, and let's not spend too much time here. Let's just do a Jeep. There we go. Now this is from Nix 909. Definitely one of my favorite creators as far as like trail trucks go. To be honest, I kind of liked his last pack of trucks more than this current one because there's like a lot more configs. There's like Overlander, you know, like Crawler, something else. Like I don't know, each truck seemed to have like more variation to it. But not to say that this one's not bad, but it's still a fantastic. All right. Again, I don't know why everything is looking so crazy. Gonna do 100. No. It's just so bright. I need to like Yeah, I don't know. Have to mess with that later. But does Italy have crawling trails? Let's find out. And it's a massive map, so we got some challenges, some delivery. A to B, evade, garage to garage, gymkhana, long jump, parking, or some rally stuff, of course. No, it looks like no crawling events. Ah, we do have a crawl. Beach crawling. Yeah, looks like that's the only one. Let's check, see over here. Oh! These say crawl trails, but these... Yeah, these look like drift events, actually. So that looks to be wrong. However, we do have beach crawling. So we are gonna quick travel there. And you know what? I just realized I'm gonna use the hopper, like the vanilla hopper. I haven't used that yet, but we'll stick with this Jeep since I already got it all loaded up and everything. So we're gonna do beach crawling. We are gonna use our vehicle. To be honest, this vehicle might be a little overkill. I don't really I know I've done it before, but I don't really remember how this of course how technical it is or anything. So go ahead, we're gonna lock the diffs, put it in low. Here we go. Ooh, okay, very steep descent for the beginning. Okay. I don't really like the position that I'm in. I want to sneak around the outside of this rock here. There we go. Now again, from what I remember, I don't remember this being too technical. Alright, a little bit of a climb, but to be honest, I don't think that should be an issue, especially with these, this new tire wear thermal mod. And again, with this mod, it's not necessarily OP. It just makes everything feel better. There's some lines that are like, I feel like should be possible, but you just can't grip at all on them, and you can't really get any sort of bite. Ooh, just kind of dinged to the front there, but yeah, this mod fixes that. Plus, you can preheat your tires, like scrub them in and stuff. I haven't really like noticed too much on that front. I haven't really tested it, but the preheating of it is a game changer. It's so nice. This is a pretty vertical wall here. There we go. Now, if you're watching portrait, you won't be able to see, but if you're on the normal view, you can see on the left there, I'm at 1.12x, 1.1x as it's going down because they're cooling, but that is the grip multiplier essentially that you get for heating up your tires like that. Now, hold on, my cat is being a nuisance. All right. Just last thing I need is for her to turn off the stream, which she has already done, surprisingly enough. Not, oh, Oops. I didn't think about the snorkel and not having one. Okay. Interesting. Okay. We're gonna do that again. Jenny May 87, hello, how was your day? Hopefully the stream is working well for you. I'm gonna kind of honestly like speed through this first part because we already did it. Don't want to be wasting too much time. Thing is going well so far. I almost said swimmingly, but I don't want to jinx myself. Stream is good. Awesome. That is good to hear. Glad everything's working well. Alright. Almost back to where we were. I just need to make sure to not drown the Jeep. Okay, this is where we need to be careful. See, I can't actually go. I have to stay within these flags, so I think I'm just gonna try to hug the left side. Yeah, don't get hydro locked here. Oh, it's drying, it's drying. There we go. Nice. We were able to make it. Obviously, a snorkel would be ideal in that situation. Oh. We're gonna have to be a little sneaky with this one because we can't go straight through. I'll definitely flood the engine there. Yeah, I think right here is probably the best spot to cross, I would assume. There we go. There we go. It's a little awkward, but we got a point and then we got -2 points. Oh, almost just flooded the engine there. I didn't even realize. I need to pay much more close attention to the engine and the water levels. Wait. Okay. I thought I missed a gate, but it was actually off to the right. Oh. Getting a little sketch again. I like this little trail. I kind of remember it. I feel like it's actually got a decent amount of technical crawling to it. Not like a whole lot. I don't know, it's good for like a trail truck. Maybe like a rear steer buggy will be a little overkill. All right, this doesn't look too deep. Just splash through there, end it. Nice. Yeah. Good little course for sure. I enjoyed that. Snorkel recommended. Let's continue on though. Okay, so that was Italy, right? Or was that the industrial site? What map are we on? I just got confused. Yeah, we're on Italy. Okay. So I believe that was like the only crawl. Unless there's a time trial. Where does yeah, like, 'cause a lot of these do just seem more like rallies as opposed to, yeah, okay. So now probably the most, well, we'll leave Johnson Valley for last actually, because there's just so many there. So we're gonna go to Jungle Rock Island next. We'll just start wherever. So this is BeamNG, but I specifically am just focusing on crawling and trails, trying to find like the best crawling maps and trails. I'm starting off with all vanilla maps to begin with. Then that'll be like the first stream, and then when I do the second stream, I'm gonna go through just some mod maps and stuff and whatnot. But I figured this would be kind of cool way to do it. However, I am gonna go back to vanilla vehicle though, which would be the hopper, if I can find it. Also, what are you up to, Jenny May? You doing anything in particular today, or just kind of hanging out? We'll do the crawler. And let's switch up paint job. Yeah, there we go. That looks pretty good. Let's see what kind of crawl trails do we have here. All right, there might be some in the time trials. Yeah, it's a long loop. Nope, I don't think there are any crawl events here. Let's go through one more time. We got rally stages. I mean, this is kind of the crawl trail, but it's specifically based for the UTV. Let's do it. You know what? I'm actually not going to use the hopper. I'm going to switch into a different mod vehicle because I haven't really used it too much, but this would be perfect for it. But that would be... Here we go, this SPM EPX, I think. It's an electric UTV. I don't know, let me see if this is kind of like set up for crawling, because if I can't lock the diffs. Just hanging out, nice, nice. Oh, okay, we might be able to. Front differential, transfer case. What about the rear, though? So the front differential's locked. Let's see. Okay. So the rear is locked. And then, yeah. Okay, this is actually super sick. And then with that, so now it's the 4. Okay. Now, I do want to compare it real quick to the Rochi Orata. I don't know how to pronounce that actually. This is the one that spawns you in, so let's compare these two. Oh, it's much smaller. Ground clearance is basically the same. Let's see, let's check the flex. Ooh, okay, I almost rolled it. No. I mean, not that these are supposed to be flex machines, but oops. All right, let's try this one now. Oh yeah, okay, that's pretty nifty. Let's get this one out of here though. Vehicle actions. Or remove the vehicle. There we go. So I probably should have it locked, but whatever. Okay. Mudslide Gladiator. Here we go. So quiet since it's electric. Fair enough. Just throws me off though. I'll say the way the mirrors are kind of a little goofy to me. But not that big of a deal. Man, this thing is... yeah, definitely got the power, that's for sure. Didn't see anything there for a minute. Wow. I wonder if... there we go, let's turn on the lights too. This seems pretty dark. Alright, have a good rest of your day. If I do see ya, then yeah, let me know what you would like to see if you do come back. We haven't even needed to put this in 4-wheel drive. Okay, here we go. Getting up to some crawling here. Let's lock this, get the transfer case going. Yeah. Honestly, this is actually a really cool little trail. Not technical at all. Hold on, I need my cat to not be a nuisance. 1 second. Alright. There you go, yeah. Yeah, just go to sleep over there. Okay. Yeah, not technical at all, but for taking like maybe some like kind of more baseline type trucks and seeing like what they can do instead of like a crazy built out crawler, you know. Obviously this UTV is like really nice on this, but This thing is on it, obviously just crazy to begin with. Glad I didn't do this in a trail truck though. I mean, I definitely could have, because yeah, this is actually pretty sick, but yeah, we would be going way too slow. I think for the rest of this, I'm just gonna leave the diff locked and transfer case engaged. It's getting a little more technical. Oh man, we're like not even halfway through. Even for an Ultra 4, I feel like this isn't quite technical enough. But yeah, side by side or maybe like a baseline truck. This is actually really sick. And you know what I just realized? I think we missed a trail on East Coast. Is there, I know there's one of them that I think is under time trial. And this course is really pretty though. All the trees and vegetation. The way the lights are going through the shadows. I do have the Ziet graphics mod and Tion's tweaks, as well as the dynamic skybox, which I don't even know if that one's active actually. I think it is. I don't know. Ooh, this is not good, not good. Whoa. I think we might be able to make it back up that chute, to be honest. Should have gone a little faster. Let's do low range for that, yeah. Try not to roll, but we could like try to heat up our tires a little bit. Man. Oh, they're starting to get a little bit of grip. Multiplier. Here we go. They're not really like heating up enough. Dang. I really don't want to have to redo that whole thing, to be honest. Oh, no. Can we not roll it? No. Well, that's unfortunate. Either way, it's a good trail. That part, yeah, I should have gone just a little faster, to be honest, instead of just sliding down, but oh well. However, I am gonna have to go back to East Coast though, now that I remember I missed one of them. All right, let's see. I mean, it still doesn't matter where we start. And I think maybe Johnson Valley should probably be its own video or like its own stream. There are so many trails there, so I might do that actually. Let me make sure though I have the skybox thing enabled. Let's see. Flash. There we go. Mess with the skybox a little bit. Now I think it should look a little better when I have those tweaks on. There we go. Now, I believe if we go to the time trials, okay, here we go. I'm trying to remember. Oh, off-road trail 1. There we go. The backroads course is a really fun rally track. Mud Clump Alley. I have to give. We're gonna do this one first. Mud Clump Alley. All right, so I think we should go with the baseline hopper. We can go with the Rock Racer variant. Yeah. Let's do, yeah. Place the current one of that. Okay. Mud Clump Alley, and then this one we can lock the diffs to. Actually, I'm gonna lock that diff. Yeah. For now. So this one could be more of like an Ultra 4 type course, maybe. So I don't think it should be too technical, and it's short, which is very, very nice. And then we'll go ahead and we'll do the actual like more off-road trail type one. All right. Just making sure my cat's not turning off my computer or anything. That happens way more than I would like to admit. Even though I have my power button disabled in Windows, if you still hold it for like 10 seconds, it'll turn off, so. Alright. This is loud. This is part of that backroads course. We're going backwards down it. This is like the very end of it. So yeah, this might be more of like kind of a rally. Well, no. I don't think most rally cars could make it through that, to be honest. Alright. Yeah, I don't know about that one. That one's kind of more of a rally course, but also has that one water crossing that seems pretty deep. I don't know. Definitely not really a crawling challenge, but we will do the off-road trail. I'm glad we did that one first, though, so that way we could actually end on the proper one. So there's actually two here, even though I said there's just one, which was a river crawl we did in the beginning. But yeah, where is off-road trail? There we go. I'm gonna quick travel there, and then for this one I'm gonna do that Jeep that I didn't do earlier. So we're gonna do an overland version of it, so it's not like full crawler, because this isn't like a super technical course or anything. Let's wait for all the textures to load. Turn on the lights too. Oh, thank you, Killa410. Appreciate it. I'm glad that the stream looks good and everything. I've been messing with some settings and whatnot. How long is this going to take? Around 4 minutes. That's not bad at all. And yeah, player vehicle. Let's start the challenge. Here we go. How's your day so far, Killa? Doing anything in particular? Just chilling? Playing any other games? All right. I'm gonna start. I don't care about the times, but let's go ahead and low range, lock the diffs. Yeah, this is not the full crawler variant, so I think this should be perfect for this trail. There are some more technical parts coming up. It does start pretty mellow though. Like honestly, like this part could be like a really intense like rally or something, but yeah, up here, again, I remember this one more than some of the other ones, but it's still kind of vague, but it should get more intense a little further up. All right, still not quite yet. Once you start seeing like the rocks, there we go. Yeah, like up here. And again, you pretty much dodge most of these, but easy to pop a tire, that's for sure. Okay. Like this trail again is just a good like off-roading trail, because you can almost take like anything. Like I would take the Cherrier, the like more SUV version of it. I forget what that is called. Is that water? No, that looked weird. Yeah, like not too technical, good bit of flex. But yeah, I would like take that down here and like put on the off-road like ESC setting. Because you always see those commercials of, you know, whatever it is, like a, you know, some sort of Subaru or something. And they'll be going through and they, you know, they're getting all stuck in their civilian car, and they turn the button and then they start crawling. Like, I've always wondered, you know, like, how good are those, you know, types of cars and stuff at crawling? And what does that button do? Is it like locking diffs actually? Like, sure, I could actually look it up per car and figure it out, but you know. I'll be honest, I'm sad to say I have not been outside yet today, and it is 1:14 p.m. for me. But I do have to run some errands, do some chores and stuff later. So yeah, I gotta go outside, but honestly, I just wanted to stream because it's, you know, it's hard to stream when you don't want to stream. So if you're feeling like streaming, which I do try to stream every Wednesday, but there's some parts of the day where I feel more willing to stream, so I want to try to knock it out then, so I'm like, you know, more attentive and having a good time. Even though it might be better to stream later when people are like off of work and stuff, but out of school maybe, I don't know. We're getting relatively close. There we are. So again, that one's like a scenic trail, just kind of a good time all around. I mean, we didn't get any of the times, but again, this, I'm not like trying to finish in 53 seconds. That's crazy. I just realized that. It's like Ultra 4 maybe or something. I like, that's quick. I'm gonna try it. Let's be honest, I'm gonna try it. Continue a challenge chart. Yeah, we're booting up an Ultra 4. My cat's sitting on my mouse though. Okay. There we go. Close that out. Ah, here we go. Gonna do yeah. We're gonna do one of these. I believe this is either BDR or rough country crawling, I believe, for this mod. Both of those on Patreon, fantastic creators. I just don't remember which one, but I do collab on a lot of stuff, so you know, they do work together closely. So this one's just a high and a low. I don't know what that means. This is also super loud. Holy cow. It's still loading in. It's still loading in. All right, there we go. So, whoa, man. Seems like the diffs are locked. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, this game is definitely fun, for sure. I can spend a lot of time just messing around. I really wish my cat would get off my mouse, though. This is making it very hard to click on stuff. Here we go. Okay. Oh no, some of the textures haven't loaded in. That's probably fine. I don't care. I just need to reload the vehicle and that'll fix it. Man, 53 seconds. That's crazy. Hitting a tree definitely does not help. That's like a second or two there at least. Oh, that was quite a hit. All right. 2 minutes. Yeah, how the absolute fuck would you do 53 seconds? That's wild. 53 seconds. Like, obviously that wasn't the fastest, but like to shave off more than a minute is crazy. All right. Let's see what else we got going on. Okay, so the next vanilla would be, I don't know why we got the Nürburgring in here. What the hell? Yeah, we did Jungle Rock Island. We're gonna keep Johnson Valley for later. That's probably gonna be its own separate thing. I guess it would be Small Island, USA. And Utah, USA. I'm gonna combine probably Utah, USA and Johnson Valley. Those will be their own videos since they're kind of like focused around, or their own streams because they're like focused around crawling specifically. So there's like quite a bit there. Not to mention probably the longest one being the long crawl is on that map. So I think that would be good to categorize those. Then after that, it'll be on to like some mod maps and stuff. So I think next we'll go to Small Island, USA. And again, doesn't quite matter what we spawn on. Again, we haven't gotten to... Yeah, I'm gonna do Sierra Nevada, but that will be its own thing. Like, the trails there are sick, for sure. There's so many that, like, I don't even know which ones to do. Let's see, let's get that going. There we go. But I'm gonna do another stream where it's like mod maps where I'm doing trails and stuff. If you stick around though, I'll at least like load into it. the author stoic. Let's see what we got as far as trails here, though. I don't remember. I know there's at least a couple. Yeah, the cave crawling. I remember this one, and I might even do with the stock hopper since we haven't really used it yet. There's a car trials, but obviously it's meant to be done with a car, so maybe I'll load into something basic for that. Actually, let's do that one first. We'll do the car trials. So for this, let's see. Are you still in here, the author stoic? Because if so, you could pick what vehicle you want to see me do. I'm either looking at the 83 Ford Ranger, Chevy, 97 Dodge Dakota, or the Chevy K Series. Or well, that Willys is actually pretty capable. That'd be way too much for this. But yeah, you're still in here. If you want to see one of those, definitely down to do it. I'm thinking, which one do I personally not really drive the most? Oh, I didn't even mean to click on the best. I feel like the 83 Ranger I kind of do a lot. Let's see. I'm thinking maybe the Dakota, like just the default Dakota. Shouldn't be an issue. At least I wouldn't think. But yeah, I don't think this should be an issue for the really anything that's not a car. To be honest. All right, there we go. We got the textures loaded in, all looking nice. So yeah, let's switch it. There we go. Okay, yeah, so this is going to be no issue for this. Just, again, we kind of had to try it because honestly, let's do high to. Oh, this is gonna be kind of hard. I realize how tight this is. I mean, this is actually kind of a good challenge. It's a weird challenge, but yeah, trying to do this like just rear wheel drive. Might switch it up to high 4 if we need to. Let's see. I actually just bumped my cat. My bad. My bad, kitty. My bad. Alright. Unlock the rear differential. I wonder though, I'm kind of curious. I want to go back down. If we would have just bumped it up into like 4 low and not locked the rear differentials, because that's probably what you would do in real life, you know. Okay, so we would go probably 4 low, keep the diffs unlocked. Yeah, that's not an issue at all. Almost feels like the diffs are locked. Oh, okay. I was like, what? But that was the end. 52 penalty points. I don't... Was that from reversing? I definitely reversed a few times, that's for sure. Yeah, probably from reversing. Yeah, I take back what I said. That was actually kind of fun. If you... Yeah, have just like... I don't know, even this truck's pretty like... built, you know what I mean? But if you like don't lock the diffs or whatever and just kind of like drive it how you would in a normal truck, I don't know, it kind of works. Let's go on to the next map though, or the next trail. So I believe oh, okay, yeah, that one's definitely more of like a Baja. I remember that. Okay, I'm gonna go hopping around and then keep crawling for last. And I think I might do maybe like an Ultra 4 or something. This one seems like more of a speedy kind of jump around. Again, I'm trying to save some of the vehicles for... Let's do this Trail Raider. Let's do the Ultra 4 variant. I'm trying to save some of the vehicles for like the next stream. You know, I don't want to like burn through all these and then trying to kind of spread them out a little bit. Price the current one of that. Now, I don't know if this one... So you can lock the front, so I'm assuming the rear is locked, and then yeah, we can do various modes for 2 4-wheel drive. So let's go to, I think it was, yeah, I was hopping around. Again, this is kind of defeating the purpose of like the scenario itself, but I'm just trying to find like trails. What are all the trails and the best trails? Oh, I literally can't actually use my own vehicle. So, fair enough. We'll do it in the hopper. That's fine. Just keep that in mind. Has the diffs locked for us and in high 4, so... Okay, this is not really a crawling trail. Where's the next checkpoint? Hold on. I'm blind. I'm so confused. It's hard to see. I genuinely don't know where to go. All right. Try this one more time. Never realized there was a massive ramp there, but is there a run up to that? Hold on. I don't care about the penalty points. There is a slight run up. Wonder if anything can make that as a gap. I'm getting so distracted, but like, what if this was something part of like an urban kind of crawling? All right, let's actually give this another go. Damage the gears a little bit. Oh well. Okay. I guess I just didn't hit it right. Oh, oh. Just hopping around. I thought we could save that. All right. Well, this is not much of a crawling trail. This is just like a point to point. So I'm gonna try the last one, and we will also stay in the hopper for that one. Wait, that's not what I want. Let's abandon that. Now, again, I have done this cave crawling one before, but don't really remember too much. So let's go ahead and we will do that. And then, yeah, stick with the hopper. Okay, I'm pretty sure we can do it without any recoveries. Let's get this all readied up. Be honest, it's been actually quite a while since I've driven kind of like the stock crawler hopper. Like the last time I drove it was probably when I was playing the RLS career mode, because there's like a couple of those crawling events where as you progress they'll start getting like a little more intense, and you'll end up in like a parking lot. Oh man, that was a bad line. I'm glad it worked though. But yeah, they'll get pretty intense and they'll end up in a parking lot. So no penalty points. I didn't see if I got one for reversing there. I forgot to check. I don't think we have to reverse. Yeah, there we go. Famous last words though. All right. About halfway through, so not too much longer. And this one's definitely kind of technical. Oh, roll, please. All right. Good save. Good save on my end. Let's go me. All right. Let's get our lights on. Yeah. It's looking nice. Man, like a sick underground cave crawling map would be so tight. I know you can do like in Utah there's the like mine shaft that's incorporated in some of the rallies, I think. Or at least there's a scenario where you gotta jump through it or something. Alright, about to turn our lights off again. Oops. Oh man, almost rolled there. I need to be kind of careful. There we go. Making sure I'm not missing anything. I remember there was one part that was kind of confusing, but I think this is where we end. There we go. Yeah, that one's pretty fun. I don't know, it's a little technical, but not like extremely technical. Like a 4-wheel steer buggy would be pretty overkill. Let's see, I think the last thing I'm gonna do, because again, I'm gonna keep Johnson Valley in Utah for its own little stream, because there's just so many there, and then we're gonna start going through like some mod maps, finding some of the hardest ones. But the last thing I'm gonna do is I kind of want to try, where'd it go? There we go, Jungle Rock Island, because I feel kind of unsatisfied. See this tactical concept one, that looks kind of cool. Yeah, just to switch it up a little bit. But yeah, I feel pretty unsatisfied that we didn't complete it. And I know it's long, so I'm just gonna try to go fast, but not make any dumb mistakes. Okay, I believe I'm gonna find the time trials. There we go. Mudslide Gladiator. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna just keep everything like locked, transfer case, all good to go right off the bat. It's weird that it starts parked. I think I need to, there we go. I was like, something looks a little weird. I forgot to enable the graphics. The Tion's tweaks specifically. Probably go some headlights then. There we go. And this is actually like a pretty good trail. For just like probably some nice trail trucks, like maybe some older trail trucks or something. Yeah, nothing here's too technical, but it's very scenic. Very, very scenic. Let's try not to make a mistake. I feel like it's super easy to probably like ding a wheel and mess up the steering and, you know, all that kind of stuff. The tires are still super cold. Probably because we're going through so much mud. I know in the mod like description it says like that's one of the things to do if your tires are like overheating or something. So just try to drive through mud or, you know, cool them down some way. But yeah, we have no issues with overheating tires. Yeah, this is a really good trail. Obviously I'm going fast and this is more of a time trial oriented mission, but like, yeah, if you just had a nice truck and you just wanted to spend like a while going through. Oh no. Okay, I think we're good. That was the part that we slid down earlier, but we made it. So but yeah, if you just had like a nice truck that's not like super capable, but just a nice little off-road truck, you just want to spend a while just like going through some muddy trails or something like this would be fun. Very scenic. All right, that. Kind of starting to get close to the end of it. There you go, a little more technical rock sections. Nothing crazy. Again, these would definitely be a little harder to navigate without like rear steer, but that's kind of what would make this kind of technical for like more of a rock crawler as opposed to one of these. UTV side by sides. I don't really know what people prefer to call them. I'm glad we didn't roll there. That could have easily went poorly, and the finish line is right there. So that would have sucked, but there we go. Definitely didn't do it fast, but yeah, that's actually a pretty good trail. Obviously it's fun to race like the UTVs on it, but yeah, if you wanted to just go slow and take a truck and go through, I'm sure it would be a fantastic time as well. But either way, to recap, I'm gonna wrap up the stream here, but this is the plan. So I'm gonna pull up the maps real quick. But essentially, I'm gonna try to go through like all the crawling trails in Beam. I'm not like all of the mod maps. I have a bunch downloaded, but I'm gonna start with all the vanilla maps. That's the first part. So far, we have done everything except for Johnson Valley and Utah. Oh, actually, does West Coast have any? I feel like I should check West Coast first before I end the stream. Because Utah and Johnson Valley will be their own separate videos, because, or not videos, but that will be lumped together in its own like stream. And then that would wrap up all the vanilla maps. So then that will be, I will probably try to make that into its own video. Just recapping, kind of rating all the trails, essentially. But then I will go through and I will do some mod maps as well. Both free, paid, and just do some of the trails, because those are incredible. Like, especially that Sierra Nevada trails. All right, real quick. check the stream settings. Let's see. Okay, still live. Perfect. Let's see what trails are available here. I know, like if you have the RLS mod, then some of those, or that has some crawling trails on there. But again, just making, oh, there's a crawl trail, this Helter Skelter, but again, I think that's kind of more like vehicle specific, but we'll go ahead and try it. The alleyway hill climb is really fun, but that's definitely not like a crawling. More of like a stunt kind of thing. But yeah, let's do... Where's that crawl one? There we go. Quick travel to that. Move up just a touch. Okay. Now this one, again, don't want anything like super crazy. I'm trying to get my cat to not turn off my computer. That is what she loves to do. Alright. Do something like this, yeah. Something that's just not super crazy. Get those tweaks running. Right, yeah. There we go. Okay, I feel like this should work fairly decently. Well, actually, let's turn that to two-wheel drive, because I'd imagine that vehicle that they have you in is two-wheel drive. So this might be another kind of like the, I forget what it was called already, but the one I did with the Dodge, like it'd be kind of like that, where this is actually might be still a good crawl course, just depending on what you're using it for. Like, I feel like this Toyota here, oh, going a little fast. That's all right, still made the corner. Okay, so again, let's see, I'm gonna put it into low 4. Okay, so now is this the rear differential? Let's lock that. Okay. I feel like we could unlock that again, put it in high 2. So we did have to use the truck to its full capabilities. It's the end here. No. I missed a check. That's what happened. That's annoying. Oh no. We did do it. Okay. Yeah. There's kind of a crawl event. I think that should be the last one though. I'll double check real quick. Yo, Gamer GT, what is up? How was your day today? Unfortunately, I might be wrapping up the stream, depending on if I find any more of these like crawler. Stolen steel one looks good. Yeah, looks like I think that is all for the crawling type trails. Yeah, we got the off-road circuit, but that car is, I'll pull it up for you though before I go. And I'll let you know kind of what I'm doing. So that way you can, you know, tune in again. But over on the YouTube channel, I'm gonna make a video essentially where it's all the vanilla trails, like which one's the best trails on all the vanilla maps and stuff. So I just wrapped up every map except for Johnson Valley and Utah, because those are like, there's just so many trails there. So next stream I'm gonna do those. I'm gonna make all that into a video, so that way I can show off like all the trails, kind of rate them, you know, little snippets. This vehicle specifically though, I don't know if you're watching. Oh, you're watching on Twitch, so you can see this. This is the, I guess, Goaty Yodi 4-rater. I don't remember where it came from, if it's off of a Discord or a Patreon, but you could probably Google it and find it. But yeah, this one's pretty nice. Like this little crawler right here is a sick one. This is my first time using that. But anyway, I also have got some mod maps as well, both free and paid, that I'm gonna go through, do some of the trails, like this Sierra Nevada trails. It is a paid map, but it is probably one of the best like crawling trails ever, like maps. It's so good. But then you got stuff like the Alzon trails. This one is a free one that's off the repository. Another fantastic crawling trail map. It's just, there's so many, and they're not necessarily like scenarios, you know, they're just a map that you crawl on. So either way, I'm gonna do some of those on the next stream. So I try to stream every Wednesday at around like noon Mountain Standard Time, sometimes a little later, around 1. But yeah, for me, Mountain Standard Time around noon 1. So I'm gonna try to do that again next week so I can finish this up, make it into a video. But yeah, I like doing a lot of other sim racing stuff. I stream every Sunday doing MX bikes. For now, at least, I'm in a championship that I'm wrapping up. So yeah, definitely give a follow or whatever, and come tune in. Should be doing some good stuff. But either way, appreciate everyone checking out the stream. Again, I'll be back, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Thank you again for checking everything out, and until the next one.